Well, it looks like we have about a majority of those that are going to be joining already on the line. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We have quite a bit of information to cover today. So just going to jump right in. Really, first, want to thank you all so much for your interest in this webinar. We're so excited. It's our 10th anniversary of Give Miami Day this year. So we're so excited to have this kickoff with you all. And hope to really share a lot of solid, good information that all of our nonprofits that are participating are going to need to know for this year. So definitely want to get started with some quick intros of the team. So my name is Chelsea Clark. As many of you know from the past couple of years of Give Miami Day, I work for the Miami Foundation as the nonprofit engagement lead for Give Miami Day. For all of our participating nonprofits. And for those that may be new to Give Miami Day this year, I'm programs associate here at the foundation, and I'm excited to be part of our Give Miami Day team once again this year. So I'm joined by a couple of my colleagues, Ruth Ramirez, who is our new Senior Director of Collaborative Philanthropy here at the foundation, as well as Annette Groenewegen, who is our Project Manager at Neon Giving Days, which is our online giving day platform partner. So just really quickly, a couple housekeeping notes. So we'll save some time at the end for a Q&A session. So please feel free to submit any questions into the chat, as everyone has been doing. And we'll be monitoring the chat to make sure that we get all of the questions answered at the end. And just also wanted to mention, for the purposes of this webinar, we ask that any questions submitted during the Q&A be about Give Miami Day more broadly, rather than questions about your individual organization campaigns, just to make sure that we're making the best use of the Q&A session for everybody. And then definitely for any specific questions, please feel free to reach out to us at givemiamiday@miamifoundation.org, and we'll be happy to help. And then one other quick note I wanted to mention again. So we're going to be recording this webinar, and we're going to be posting it on the trainings page of givemiamiday.org in case you're unable to stay for the entire session or would like to go back and reference it later on. Awesome. And then just really also wanted to mention, save the date if you haven't already marked your calendar for Give Miami Day this year. It's going to be taking place on November 18th. And just as a reference, it is always the Thursday before Thanksgiving each year. All right, so our agenda. So we're going to go over kind of the high-level basics. So about the Miami Foundation, what is Give Miami Day, and how to get started as a participating nonprofit. And then I'm going to flip it over to Ruth, who's going to go over all of our 2021 top 10 new resources. And then she's going to flip it over to Annette, who's going to go through all of our new platform features. And then we'll open it up at the end for a Q&A session with the full team. All right. So just a little bit about the Miami Foundation. So for over 50 years, the foundation has been striving to build a philanthropic, civic, and leadership backbone for our community. So we focus on investing in our local nonprofit community to create a stronger, more equitable, and more resilient Greater Miami. And we see Give Miami Day as a great way to not only help raise unrestricted funding for nonprofits, but also to create a consistent platform for donors to connect with organizations working on issues that matter to them. And so for the past 10 years, Give Miami Day has been hosted by the Miami Foundation as a way to empower donors and community members to support causes that they care about. It's become one of the largest annual online giving days in the Southeastern United States. Through our easy-to-use online platform, nonprofits can build visibility and awareness of their work, and donors can feel empowered to support nonprofits through financial giving and volunteer hours. So all dollars raised net of fees go to participating nonprofits. The Miami Foundation supports Give Miami Day as a service to the community and takes no fees of any kind. And so all fees collected during the event go directly to credit card and bank merchants, as well as to our online portal partner. And for the last 10 years through Give Miami Day, our community has raised over $80 million for local nonprofits. And last year alone, over $18.2 million was raised for 856 organizations, with over 49,000 volunteer hours pledged by donors, which is just amazing. Also in 2020, more than 33,000 individual donors came to the online platform to make a gift to their favorite causes. And each year we continue to see growth in the number of dollars raised, the number of nonprofits participating, as well as the number of donors giving. and we're hopeful that these numbers will continue to increase. All right, so how to get started as a participating nonprofit. So as many of you are aware, nonprofit registration is open. So we opened in late July, a little bit earlier this year, and it'll remain open until October 1st. So still have some time to get registered, but definitely encourage you to get registered as soon as possible so you can start preparing your campaign. So eligibility requirements for nonprofits. So similar to in past years, must be an active 501c3 public charity or a pre-approved philanthropic fund at the Miami Foundation. Additionally, the organization must have programming serving residents of Miami-Dade County. And the organization doesn't necessarily need to be exclusively working in Miami-Dade or headquartered here, but definitely must be providing some kind of programming or services benefiting our residents here. And then lastly, all organizations, in order to get registered, must be registered with the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services to legally solicit donors within the state of Florida. So this registration is required with the state to be renewed annually for all charitable organizations soliciting donations from the public. So if you're unsure about your organization status, I would recommend reaching out to the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services directly to find out more and to find out more about your status. Right, so some of the benefits. Definitely there's a great deal of benefit to our organizations. The first is definitely just the ability to raise unrestricted funding that can be used for general operating support or programmatic support. So all of the funds raised through Give Miami-Dade are totally unrestricted. So organizations can feel free to do whatever they want or need to with whatever they raise. It's also a great way to boost visibility online to engage new donors and prospects. It's free and easy to sign up through givemiamidade.org. Throughout all of our training webinars and in building your campaign, you'll learn new fundraising and marketing skills that you can take into the rest of your fundraising year round. All organizations receive the bonus percentage matches through the bonus pool, the prize pool, and power hours. It's also a great way to recruit volunteers and engage with donors who would like to support your organization beyond just the initial financial contribution. And then lastly, just being a part of a growing movement in our community to give back and to support our local organizations who are continuously on the front line supporting our community. So how to register. For any organizations that participated in 2020, you'll still need to register for 2021. So to register, you just need to log into your nonprofit profile from last year on givemiamidade.org and complete and submit all required updates for this year. For newer organizations, you'll need to submit a new registration application, which is linked on the registration page, also on givemiamidade.org. The deadline to register is October 1st. And of course, our team is always here and available for you if you need any help with registration. Feel free to shoot us an email at givemiamidade@miamifoundation.org, and we'll be happy to help you out. So the early bird. So similar to what we've done in past years, we like to give organizations an opportunity to be entered into a raffle, as well as potentially earning additional benefits to your organization's campaign. So register by August 20th to be part of this early bird group. And so, as I mentioned, you'll be entered into a raffle to possibly win a $1,500 early bird prize, and also have priority consideration for social media highlights and features. And also just wanted to mention, if you're a winner of the early bird prize, you'll still be eligible to win one additional prize on Give Miami Day. So how do donors make a gift? So exactly the same as in past years, the minimum gift is $25 and there's no maximum gift. However, I will note that only gifts made between $25 and $10,000 are eligible to receive the bonus pool percentage match and the power hour percentage match. All gifts are 100% tax deductible, and each donor will receive their tax receipt automatically from the system via email so that your organization does not have to produce these for your donors. And then finally, the types of payment methods, same as in past years. It can be credit card or debit card, bank account, ACH, or through a donor advised fund at the Miami Foundation. and the bonus pool. So same as in past years, the Miami Foundation raises funds to add on an additional percentage bonus gift on top of every donation made to your organization between $25 and $10,000. So this is what we call the bonus pool. The bonus percentage is calculated by dividing the total bonus pool dollars raised by the total number of eligible gifts. So for example, if the bonus pool percentage comes out to be 6% and a nonprofit raises $5,000 on Give Miami Day, their bonus percentage gift is $300. And the foundation determines the bonus pool percentage at the conclusion of Give Miami Day. And all gifts made both on the day of the event, as well as during the early giving period between $25 and $10,000 are eligible for bonus pool percentage match. All right, and now I will pass it over to Ruth to go into a little bit more detail about our top 10 new resources for this year.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you. My name is Ruth Ramirez. As Chelsea mentioned, I'm the Senior Director of Collaborative Philanthropy for the Miami Foundation. I have joined the team earlier this year to come and lead the strategy and design for Give Miami Day. So it's really a pleasure to be launching off this kickoff with you all. And I have a ton of you excited and eager and registered for what we're calling our 10th anniversary Give Miami Day. I am seeing in the chat that some of you are mentioning that Chelsea's audio is a little bit glitchy or staticky. So we're working on that. Just want to let you know. And I flagged it for her as well so that when she comes back on, her audio can be clearer. But let's jump in, and I want to just share some of the top 10 new resources that we have for 2021's Give Miami Day. And in honor of our 10th Give Miami Day, I'm excited to present this year's top 10 new resources to you. You'll learn about some of these resources today with Annette, and others we will do a deep dive during our scheduled trainings in the coming weeks. Let's jump into number 10. The Resource Center. This is a new feature for all nonprofits. Nonprofits will have access to a back-end library with resources that have been curated by industry experts and leaders that will provide additional information on how to run a campaign. Included in this, we'll provide best practices from the Miami Foundation, as well as upload trainings and other resources. So make sure that you're clicking in there often, as we will be updating these resources periodically throughout the campaign, and we'll be able to share more information with you, videos and other resources. Number 9. Trainings. So you asked and we listened. We have a new offering of virtual sessions this year. Earlier this summer, we sent out a survey to all of our nonprofits, and 155 of you generously responded with so much insight. And we're so excited and delighted to read every single one of your responses and really learn about what it is that you want to see from the Miami Foundation team in preparation for Give Miami Day. So here is a list of the 8 trainings that we have ready for you. And we have these trainings scheduled every Tuesday, beginning today at 10 a.m. They are going to be recorded, and we will be uploading them into the Resource Center and uploading our slides as well. And so you will have access to the information in case you can't make it. But please join us live for these because they will be interactive, and you'll have an opportunity to ask your questions and have them answered during the session. You'll also learn about some of these trainings today, and you'll learn about some of the resources we'll be doing the deep dive into during those sessions. I want to thank our partners, Me on One, Philanthropy Miami, Radical Partners, and Holly Woodbury, who will be joining us for some of these trainings to help you set up a successful campaign. Number 8, the nonprofit campaign resources. I'm so excited to provide this for you and design something that's really going to be bringing a great resource for your campaign. So part of the survey, a lot of individuals wanted to get additional support in how to create email templates and thinking through social media captions and thinking about content that can really help their campaign. I was a nonprofit fundraiser before joining the Miami Foundation, and I actually led my nonprofit's fundraising for Give Miami Day for 3 years. I was a team of one, so I have the lived experience of having to lead the Give Miami Day campaign for a big nonprofit as a team of one. And so I am bringing my lived experience and my knowledge from those 3 years of fundraising for Give Miami Day, and I'm putting it together into this campaign resource for you. So make sure to check it out. Campaign resources section can be found under the nonprofit tab in the Give Miami Day website, and in there you will find our campaign guide, campaign designs, and so much more. Number 7, we have the brand, message, and marketing. We have come up with a new look and feel for Give Miami Day because it is our 10th year anniversary. The colors are brighter, the website has been updated. And so from everything from email signatures and logos to key messaging, you'll have it all available in that campaign resources. You have downloadable designs in 3 different languages, Creole, Spanish, and English. And you'll have an opportunity to download these things to then use them for your own collateral. Make sure to sign up for the training that's happening August 17th, where our team will show you how to design and use the brand correctly for Give Miami Day, so that you can create compelling and impactful designs and messaging for your campaign and fundraising efforts. Number 6, prizes and matches. So these are not necessarily new, but we update them every single year. And I'm so excited to share about our prizes and matches for 2021. This is your opportunity to win and raise extra cash. We will be announcing these come October. Some of them will be sponsored by some of our partners, and others will be more of an opportunity for you to really rally your donors around a specific prize. So an opportunity for you to raise the most dollars at 2 a.m. or the one who helps reach a specific milestone. So make sure that you're looking into these prizes when we announce them in October, and that way you can implement them into your fundraising campaign leading up to Give Miami Day. And of course, these are awarded throughout the 24 hours of Give Miami Day. You are eligible to win one. In addition, if you won the early bird prize. So if you win the early bird prize, you can still win a second prize from the many prizes. And we hope to have a large pool of dollars to be able to allocate towards the prizes this year. And so we will be sharing more about that information in October. Number 5, the embeddable donation button. In the past, we have provided a link, and this year we have a new optional feature that's coming soon to you. You'll be able to have an embeddable donation button, which basically is an HTML coding, and you can actually copy and paste that into your website and then have a button that will direct your donors specifically to your giving profile. We'll be launching this closer to Give Miami Day so that you can create and download this donation button and place it on your website to directly guide your donors to where they need to go to donate and support your fundraising campaign. It's very simple and easy to set up, and more of that information will be coming later in the campaign. Number 4, new reporting metrics. I'm so excited to share this with you and also let you know that Annette will be diving deep into this today. New reporting metrics, we have an opportunity to look at charts, graphs, and key performing indicators. And all of that means is like all the back-end information that your campaign is generating, information on how your donors are behaving, and you'll be able to track your progress in real time using these new reporting metrics. Very exciting because data can really drive on how you're doing in your campaign and help you see where you can grow and where you're being successful. Number 3, upgraded champion pages. I love champion pages, and we actually have a training on champion pages coming up. So make sure that you're signing up for that one. That one's September 7th. Today, you're actually going to learn about how champion pages are set up and the new look and feel that they have with Neon One's Annette. We'll have a very quick deep dive into what it looks like and how simple it is to set it up. But the top headline is that you can now create templates specific to your board members, your donors, and any other specific audience so that it's super easy for them to turn it around and set up their champion page. Because one of the biggest problems and challenges that we know and that I experienced as a fundraiser was getting them to create their content. And so now we are basically giving it to them on a silver platter and making it easy for you to do that for them. Number 2, power hours, early giving, and events. Another training alert. Next week, we're going to be talking about power hours, early giving, and events, and how you can leverage those and how you can use them to mobilize your donors to raise more dollars. You can promote Give Miami Day centered events from November 15th to November 18th on our website. we have a new feature where you can promote and set those up and have donors join you for any of these events. The wonderful thing about this, in which we will be diving deep during our training, is that you can leverage these opportunities to raise dollars during early giving and on Give Miami Day. So make sure to join me for the training so that you can learn on how to use power hours, early giving, and events for the benefit of your fundraising effort. And number one, it is our 10th year anniversary, and I'm so excited to celebrate this with you because it's been 10 years of impact, generosity, and collaboration benefiting our Miami nonprofits. Here I'm showing you how we have grown. Nonprofits, when we first started in 2012, we had 300, and last year we had over 850 nonprofits participate. We started with 3.6 thousand donors. We've gone over and exploded and have grown to over 33,000 donors. And we started with raising $1.2 million. And last year we raised $18.2 million. That is tremendous growth. But one of the biggest things that I want to share with you is that 43% of last year's donors were new. That means that there's always an opportunity for you to engage new donors for your campaign and always find new champions and fans and ambassadors to connect with your mission and join in on the fun. I personally really loved Give Miami Day for this purpose. I used this campaign as an opportunity and a funnel for me to connect with new people. I championed through my champions and leveraged their connection and their network to bring in new donors. Last year, one champion helped me connect with 64 new donors who then engaged with my mission. So I want to make sure that you're also joining us for that champion training and learning about how you can get new donors engaged through your Give Miami Day campaign. And now key dates. Our key dates, I want to just talk very quickly about some of the headlines and some of the deadlines that we have coming up. So we launched nonprofit registration this July 20th. And if you haven't yet registered, please make sure to register. If you are a past participant of Give Miami Day, the process is quite simple. And also if you're new, the process is also quite simple, but we're here to help answer any questions that you may have. Early bird registration ends August 20th. And as Chelsea mentioned, we will have an opportunity to provide a priority consideration for media and social media features and highlights, as well as an opportunity for you to win the cash prize for the early bird prize. We are going to have 8 weeks of nonprofit trainings from August through the end of September, and they will be every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Make sure to register before registration closes on October 1st. Champion pages will then open October 9th. And one of the reasons why we have delayed the opening of champion pages is to give donors the opportunity to really champion their nonprofit robustly. And part of that is we're going to be creating some toolkits for our donors, for your champions, so that they have the tools and the resources on hand, social media posts, captions, and other ways that they can reach out to their network so that when they're equipped, they can feel comfortable soliciting and helping fundraise for your cause. The last date to edit your nonprofit profile will be November 14th. Early giving launch is November 15th, so we want to make sure your profile is up and running and finessed. You will be able to update your goals, your numbers, but all of the other data should be ready to go and with a vote. Give Miami Day is November 18th. Make sure you save that date. And we will be dispersing gifts by December 31st. So by the end of the calendar year, you'll be having your dates. Make sure to check out these key dates and trainings in our section on our website for more details. We will be updating that page as well. And I'll be passing it on to Annette for new platform features.
Great. Hi. Thank you, Ruth, and thank you, Chelsea. Hi, everyone. My name is Annette Groenewegen, and I am with Neon One. And I am a project manager for Neon Giving Days, specifically for Give Miami Day. So I'm very excited to speak with you all and to go through the new features available to you all as Give Miami Day participants. So let's get started. So once you log into your organization profile, especially for those who are returning organizations, a lot of you might have seen this new features call out. So the big new feature this year for Give Miami Day participants is Neon Raise. And what is Neon Raise? So consider Neon Raise as a platform where you have that extra support tool where you can not only manage your peer-to-peer fundraising pages, like your champion pages, but you also have the ability, very much like Ruth said, to track reports, track key performance indicators, and data about the progress of your fundraising progress within your Give Miami Day. So let me show some examples once you go into Neon Raise. So once you're in the Neon Raise dashboard, you will find some helpful key performance indicators where the system automatically calculates that data point for you, such as your average gift or the number of new donors or the rate of growth in donors. So I am a former fundraiser myself, so a lot of times a leader would ask, hey, Annette, what was our average gift for our giving day? Instead of having to go in and have to calculate that yourself, maybe doing some Excel work, you could go into Raise and automatically find that number for you. So we're doing that number crunching for you. There's also a really great donations tab to check out. So within the donations tab, you can see a full list of all of the donor information when it comes to the donations, but you can also see a status of the donation. So you can see very clearly if something was refunded, if it maybe failed, or if it succeeded. And if for any reason you want to add additional columns to your donations form, you can always add that, and you can export that out via XL or CSV. Another cool feature is that you'll see that all the donor names and the amounts. Oh, I'm sorry, Chelsea, can we go? There we go. Another cool feature that we see is on all the donor names and amounts that they're blue, which means that they're hyperlinked. So if you want to drill in and figure out a little bit more of who this donor A is all about, you can select that donor name and you get a full picture snapshot of who this donor is. For those of you that are new to Give Miami Day this year, please be sure to check back in your Neon Raise platform closer maybe to early giving or once early giving gets started, because you will see all this data, because right now you won't have any data. But once your donations start coming through, you'll see more donation information within your Raise platform. And then onto reports. So lastly, before I go into details about this year's new peer-to-peer technology, there is a reports tab too, which I really highly suggest that you check out, where we have a number of canned donor and donation reports, where you could go in and dig into the details of your data, and you can easily filter out by date or by giving year. So these reports I find are very impressive. You can easily print these out and show them to a board member or to one of your leadership team, and they'll be very impressed, thinking you've done a lot of work on the back end. But again, we're doing all of this legwork for you within Neon Raise, hopefully saving you time and effort. So definitely something to check out as you get closer to your giving day, or as you're trying to evaluate the process of strategy for this year's giving day. So then moving over to champion pages, let me walk you through the process of what happens. Let's go from the donor's perspective, and then I'll move over to how it works for you as a nonprofit if you would like to create a champion page on behalf of your organization. So starting on October 9th, on your organization profile, you will see this Create a Fundraiser button on your profile. So if someone is interested in creating a champion page on behalf of your organization, they will simply select that button. And then on the next slide, I will kind of walk you through a quick little video. So once they select that button, they will see this page. And within this little demo video, I'm showing you that you are being walked through the process of creating a fundraising page. So on the left, there are all the options of to add a title, to add a goal. So you'll see in real time as you make those changes on the left. On the right is the actual what the fundraiser will look like. So you have the option to add an image, or you have an option to add a video. And then of course you'll add your text. So we're making it very streamlined and simple for you, where you can easily see what's going on. The process is much easier and simpler than in previous years. And then all you have to do is save and publish, and it will be immediately available on your site, or you can save as a draft and maybe publish at a later time. So once you've decided to publish your page, if you go on to the next slide, you have the option to share your fundraiser page. So you could share your page through social media, you could share through email, you can even have a link where you could use just to copy and paste that link over and share with your contacts. So like Ruth mentioned too, she has a really great webinar plan for this exclusively around peer-to-peer fundraising on September 7th. So please be sure to sign up for that, because the whole hour will be focused exclusively on fundraising pages. But this just kind of gives you that snapshot of what it's like from the donor perspective. Now, from the nonprofit perspective, if we move on to the next slide, if you as a nonprofit would like to create a champion page, this is where Neon Raise is very important to know, because in order to create champion pages on behalf of your organization, or if, for example, you want to see all the champion pages that have been created on your behalf, you'll have to go into your Neon Raise platform. On the homepage, you'll see that View My Gives Day campaign. And within that Gives Day campaign, you will see a sub-tab called Fundraising Pages tab. So within that tab, you'll see that Create a Fundraising Page button. So very much like how the donor would be, you'd go through the steps of creating that fundraiser or champion page. And if for any reason you want to view any of the champion pages that have been created on your behalf, or maybe if for any reason you would like to unpublish them or make any edits, you have full control over that, as this is your nonprofit. So you'll see these three little dots, these three little buttons, where you can actually make changes to those pages if they were created by someone else, but on behalf of your organization. The last thing, which is very exciting with like what Ruth mentioned, is that we are giving you the option to create templates for your organization. So you can create a template for your board, you can create templates for your staff. You're making it as easy as possible for your contacts to go out there and fundraise on your behalf. So you can create templates, and then all you have to do is simply share these templates out, adding the emails that you want who to receive these emails. And then your contacts will receive an email saying, hey, Give Miami Day has created this fundraiser for you. You can review and publish the page and just go with that and stop there. Or you can actually review, make any edits, maybe you want to personalize a little bit more, and then publish. So again, we're doing all of that work for your donors to making it as easy as possible for them to go out and fundraise on your behalf. And then for those of you who are returning to Give Miami Day and are wondering, where's all my champion page historical data? I can't find any of that on the platform. Please be sure to check out on the dashboard. You'll see this Export Fundraising Page Info button, where you can easily export out any previous data that you have when it comes to champion pages. So please be sure to check that out. And just to, in prep for the Q&A, I and Ruth and Chelsea, we have given you a lot of information of new things that are happening, upcoming dates, upcoming trainings. It's a lot to know. So please be sure to check out that resource center. It's within the Give Miami Day admin side. You'll see this resource center tab. Currently, right now, there's some really great features on best practices and steps on how to use the platform within the Neon Giving Day system. But the Miami Giving Day team will also be adding their own resources in there shortly. So please be sure to check that out, because that's specifically towards you all as participants. The other option is if you get stuck with anything or can't figure out how to do something, the Give Miami Day team have some virtual office hours that are available to you all. So please be sure to check out the website for how to book a meeting with either Ruth or with Chelsea. And then lastly, there's this support button. So I'm sure you've seen it. It's on the website, but it's also on the back end, on the administrative side. You'll see this support button. Please don't hesitate to submit a support ticket, and someone within the Neon One team will reach out to you and walk you through the steps if you can't figure something out, or if you have a quick question on how maybe some of the new tabs are working, they can walk you through those steps and get you situated. So I wish you all great success with your Give Miami Day campaign. And I will hand it back over to the Give Miami Day team in preparation for Q&A.
Awesome. Thank you. Sorry about this audio. I'm not sure. I didn't realize I was having an issue. So thank you all so much for pointing that out. I'm just going to hold my mic a little bit closer to my mouth and just let me know if there's any ongoing issues. Well, thank you so much, Annette, for that. As she mentioned, there's definitely quite a few new resources this year, a lot of really exciting things happening on the back end of the system. And so right now we are going to kick it off for the Q&A session. So thank you all for getting your questions into the chat. So the first one, okay, so how is the bonus pool determined? So basically it's similar, it's the same thing that we've done in past years for this. So basically the actual percentage is calculated at the end of the event based on dividing the total number of bonus pool dollars that were raised by the total number of eligible gifts. So eligible gifts being any gifts made either during the early giving period or during Give Miami Day itself, between $25 and $10,000. And basically all of the total pool of dollars raised are those raised that we fundraised before the event, also those raised during the event by donors. And what we've seen in past years for that is that it traditionally, I mean, it varies depending on the number of eligible gifts that are coming in and the total amount raised, of course. But usually what we've seen in recent years is it's generally between 5 to 6%. The next question, are nonprofits allowed to incentivize donors as part of Give Miami Day? So anyone who donates $100 gets a pen, for example, or is entered into a raffle. So the only way that this can be possible for any donations to, or for any organizations to be incentivizing donors is that it cannot be a one-for-one transfer. So basically you cannot legally incentivize donors to say, okay, if you give me a donation, I will give you this. It can be for things like raffles, like you mentioned, where basically you can have a pool of different donors, and if they're eligible to win a prize, that's totally fine. The next question, are we able to edit our organization's profile page after we submit the page for registration? Really good question. So definitely. Basically, when you submit for registration, it's just the initial way our team is able to make sure that your organization is fully eligible to participate. But definitely at any time afterwards, please feel free to log in and update things, any aspect of your public-facing profile. So it can be the multimedia, it can be your logo, it can be any of the text that you entered in. So definitely, and the last day to edit your profile until we kind of shut off that functionality of the portal is the day before early giving starts. So this year it'll be Sunday, November 14th. And the next question, can admin access be given to various staff persons within the same organization? Yes, definitely. So you can go in as soon as you submit for registration and are approved, you can then log back into your profile and add as many users as you like. So each individual staff member can have their own individual credentials to be able to log in and access the back end of the profile. The next question, are there any fees involved for eligible nonprofits? And what percentage do you anticipate charging for each donation for your processing costs? So there are no front-end fees. It's totally free to sign up and participate. The fees come in afterwards during the event when donors are making their gifts. And what we've seen in past years is that it's anywhere between 3.5 to 4.5%. And all of those fees, 100% of those fees go directly to our credit card and bank processing merchants, as well as our platform provider partners.
Hey, Chelsea.
Yes.
I'm gonna jump in here. I think people are still having a bit of an issue with your audio, and I'm trying to capture. There's a ton of questions coming into the chat. I'm trying to capture chats and then also see the comments. Feel free to actually drop your questions in the Q&A button on the bottom rather than in the chat, and that way I can copy and paste them over into our document so that we can make sure to answer these for you. But if it's okay, I want to jump in here and get Annette to answer some of these questions while we figure out, I think it is your mic, might be the headphones, and some folks are having issues hearing you with the static. So I can help answer some of the questions as well. We have, for Annette, will folks that create a champion page have access to the resource center?
So that is a great question. They will not, but they will have access to that support button if there are any reason that they need support either on the platform. But I also do believe that the Give Miami Day team will be creating resources for champion page creation from the donors. So there'll be some support resources available through that way.
Great. Is there data on how much money was raised through champion pages last year? And I think you touched on this.
So the data from previous Give Miami Day champion pages, yes, that is all available still to you within that little export button on the dashboard. You can export those out. You still also have the option within the donations tab to export out any data you can filter out based off of a specific campaign and get any of that donation data through that as well.
Okay, next question. I sort of grouped these for you, Annette. Can you see what other organizations a donor has given to?
Yes, we all wish that. Unfortunately, no, that is not possible. So within Neon Rays, you will only see your donors specifically. So it's just specific to your organization within your Neon Rays.
Great. Will this new feature, the Neon Rays, be applicable to 2020 records?
Yeah, so when it comes to Neon Rays, if you're asking more about like data points of maybe, you know, how did your Give Miami Day campaign go in 2020? Yes, that is available to you with the KPIs and all the donor data points. You can filter out by year or by date. So that is available to you. And then again, too, if you need any of that champion page data, using that export button, you'll find that information. So a great thing that I think about Neon Rays is the longer that you're with Give Miami Day, the stronger your data points are going to be because you're going to have all that historical information. So it will be really exciting to see kind of that progress as you go in the Give Miami Day from year 1, 2, 3, and so on. So definitely something to check out, especially for those who are returning organizations.
Great. What about champion pages? Can champion pages be created by external people for your organization?
Yes. So starting on October 9th, there's that little fundraiser button within your organization profile. So that's for external participants. So anyone can create a champion page on your behalf. They just select that button. But on the back end within Neon Rays, that is where you as a nonprofit, an internal person, can create a champion page or create a template. And that is where you as a nonprofit too can administer any of these Giving Day campaigns. So if for any reason you need to unpublish them or make any edits, you still have full control over that just because it is your nonprofit.
Great. And then let's see, will orgs be able to create that template? So I think we're referring to the champion pages template prior to the date the champion page is open so that we can send that template out to on that day. Can we set up the champion page template prior to October 9th?
Yes, so it is actually possible. You'll even notice now that you could create champion page templates. I highly suggest that you wait till closer to October 9th to create these champion page templates, just because they're not going to show up on the Give Miami Day site until October 9th. So that could cause some confusion with your donors or any kind of outside people. So I suggest that you wait to create these templates until closer to October 9th, because then once a champion page is published, they will see it on the public side of the Give Miami Day site, and it will be much more clear of what's going on.
Wonderful. Next question. And I'm trying to get through as many as we can as the time that we have here. So sorry, I'm giving you the rifle. Is there any embeddable options for donation forms? I know we have the embeddable button, but do we have an embeddable option for donation forms?
At the moment, no. So it is that embeddable button. So I still suggest going that route because they're going to be directed straight to your organization profile with the embeddable button, and then they can donate. But at the moment, that's the most direct link that we have for Give Miami Day.
Okay. And someone asked, forgive me, I am new at this. What is a champion page?
Well, a champion page is a peer-to-peer fundraiser. So if you have someone that's really interested in supporting your organization and wants all their family and friends to know about your organization, they can create a fundraiser for you. So very much like Facebook fundraising or something like that, they can create a goal where I want to raise $100 for X foundation. How do I promote it? So you can go and create this page for you, send it to your family and friends. They'll make donations because they think it's a great organization, and that's how champion pages work.
Yep. And somebody also asked, what is the last day to create a champion page? We are allowing champion pages to be created all the way through Give Miami Day. So if you meet somebody at the supermarket and they love your mission, and you're talking to them about it, and it's Give Miami Day, and you want them to support you and they want us to create a champion page, they can create it on Give Miami Day. We do not want to create a barrier for anyone who wants to champion your cause. So from October 9th through basically midnight, November 18th, any champion page can be created to support your cause. Annette, do we need to create a user for Neon Rays to access the information, or is it the same user and password for the regular Give Miami Day site?
It is the same. So it's connected to your Give Miami Day admin side. So once you go into your Give Miami Day admin side, like you would log in any other time, click on that Neon Rays button, and you'll be directed to the other site. So there's no need to add an additional username or login. It's all connected to the same platform.
Great. Chelsea, I'm going to ask you this one because I wasn't around last year. So as a nonprofit, we're curious to know, we had a donation come in after the deadline. Is there a grace period we can count on this year?
Yeah, so can you hear me? Trying to troubleshoot the audio again.
No, I think with your mic, we can hear you better. Or maybe type it in the document and I can share it. It isn't a Zoom webinar unless we have time.
That's true.
I was going to say, yeah. They're always
and of course, if we don't get to your questions, because I still see a ton coming through the chat, I'm trying to cover as many as we can. Please email us at givemiamiday@miamifoundation.org. That is our new shared inbox, and our entire team has access to that. So you'll be receiving a response within 24 hours. givemiamiday@miamifoundation.org. Let's continue. Can you get it? Let's see. Can we?
Yeah. So it sounds
perfect.
Like there's a mix in the chat where some can hear me.
So we're done. Nope. We can't hear you at all. I used to be able to hear you. Now I can't hear you at all. Okay. While she's fixing the audio, I'll continue so we can get to the other ones. So future workshops will be recorded and accessible in the Resource Center. Yes, we're going to upload all of our workshops and trainings and our slides into the Campaign Resources website, as well as the Resource Center for you to be able to access in the back end. So no, if you miss a training or can't make it on Tuesdays at 10 a.m., yes, we will have the resources available for you. For new organizations, will not having strong reserves hurt an organization's participation? Not at all. And I'm trying to understand if reserves means like number of donations or donors available. Think of this as an opportunity for you to expose your community and the rest of Miami to your mission. So we have plenty of ways that you can connect with new donors, as well as increase your fundraising effort. So if this is the first time that you're joining us, make sure to participate in all of the trainings or watch the recordings. so that you can learn on how to establish a campaign. If you have more questions, hit me up at givemiamiday@miamifoundation.org, and I'd be happy to have a one-on-one with you. Also, make sure to go to Campaign Resources to book a meeting. We can have 20 minutes to talk about what strategy questions you have for your campaign. Generally speaking, for Give Miami Day as a whole, how many donations came through champion pages versus the org's main page? So that's a great question. And that's actually quite dependent on each nonprofit. Some nonprofits like True North Academy did an excellent job and last year had over 1,000 champion pages. They basically got every single one of their parents from their school to create a champion page and connect with their network. Other nonprofits don't have any champion pages. So it's really based on the strategy that you develop for your campaign. But if you're a school or you want to expose yourself to new donors and get engagement in that way, champion pages is definitely the way to go. Your board members should all create a champion page, and we'll learn more about that during that training. Can a save function be added to the profile registration? No. Make sure that when you're registering for your nonprofit application for Give Miami Day, you do it in one sitting. This is why we recommend you copy and paste the registration template into a working document, a Word doc or a Google Doc. Fill out all of your information, review it with your team, and when you're ready to submit your application, you can copy and paste it into the actual registration form. We do not have a save function, so make sure that when you're submitting, you actually click submit for your registration application to come through the system. If you exit out, you will have to start over. So you have to make sure to do this in one sitting. Will Give Miami Day or the Miami Foundation help share our social media content about Give Miami Day if we tag them? Absolutely. Make sure to tag us with the hashtag Give Miami Day. At us with the Miami Foundation. We for sure want to see your beautiful content. We want to see you guys posting on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We want to make sure that we can promote every single one of you. And really, to be featured on our social media, make sure to sign up early. The earlier you can sign up, the earlier we can plan to post your content. And so that's why we want to incentivize early bird registration. That ends August 20th. And we'll be prioritizing those nonprofits, which we've already have about 125 nonprofits registered, right, Chelsea? Perfect. So if you register before August 20th, you have priority consideration. And of course, we'll be also sharing additional content through social media. On the first slide, it said about Give Miami Day being a good way to attract volunteers. Are there any resources for that? So we can add this into the training and talk about volunteering. But yes, every single nonprofit has the opportunity to check on their form that they are actually requesting or recruiting volunteers. And that's what we're able to accrue over 49,000 hours of committed volunteer hours last year. So learn more about that during the trainings that we have coming up. Will the webinar trainings be available on demand? Yes, we will have them and recorded. All the recordings will be up in the Resource Center. What percentage do you anticipate charging for each donation for your processing costs? I believe that Chelsea already answered this one. Basically, 82% of our donors last year actually covered the fee for the credit card transaction, but it's anywhere between 3 to 4.5% for a credit card transaction. So even if your donors don't cover it, the bonus pool match, the percentage match will cover the fee. So you will be getting close to, if not 100% of the dollars raised. Is it correct that organizations can have matching sponsors? And how does that work? Yes. So one of the great things you can do to leverage your donors is having your donors create matching challenges or sponsorships. Meaning if I want to commit $500 and I want to encourage your donors to contribute that way, then I can say, you as a nonprofit can say, we have a $500 match and we can unlock that match once we've raised an additional $500. So we'll be talking about this as well in our trainings and share more on how you can strategize with key donors who want to give their gifts. Now you have to know that matching dollars do not receive the bonus pool percentage match. These are funds that go directly to your nonprofit, but that you are promoting on your Give Miami Day profile to ensure that new donors or other people who are supporting your cause on Give Miami Day are actually elevating and fundraising towards that match. What if somebody wants to make an ACH donation? Yes, we have an opportunity you can donate through a donor advised fund at the Miami Foundation, through credit card, and through ACH donation. ACH donations do not have a fee. Is that correct, Chelsea? Perfect. So ACH donations do not have a fee, and you can actually do that through the donation portal. Are you considering any special groups equity funds this year? Last year's special equity funds was very helpful that boosted donations. I think you guys are talking about the power hours and then the LGBTQ and Black equity power hours. So yes, we are going to be still hosting and having the LGBTQ equity power hour and the Black equity power hour. Those are two specific power hours that are designated for organizations whose leaders identify as LGBTQ and whose mission is also LGBTQ focused, and or Black-led nonprofits with Black focused missions. So make sure that you read the criteria within the nonprofit registration form to ensure that you are eligible, and are not in the Miami Foundation team will make sure to qualify that information. Where can we find the invites to the other webinars? Great question. Go to givemiamiday.org, go to the nonprofits tab and click on key dates and trainings. There you can actually register for every single one of our trainings coming up already through Zoom, and they will all be live, they will all be interactive, and you will also be able to have the recordings afterward. Does the Miami Foundation charge a fee for participating? No. This nonprofit day of giving, it is free for you to participate. Nonprofits do not have to pay a fee to register. Nonprofits do not have to pay a fee to get paid. To get their donations raised. The Miami Foundation generously hosts this giving day in partnership with its sponsors and donors who are fundraising during Give Miami Day. So there is no fee that is assessed to the nonprofit. However, there are credit card transaction fees that are processed per donation, and the donor has a choice to either cover that, or it will be covered by the bonus pool incentive that you initially would be getting for the dollars raised. Can we invite other staff and board members to attend trainings? Of course, all of these are eligible and open to your board members and your donors. Please feel free to invite them. The descriptions within the key dates and trainings tab and website will actually give you some insight on like who should join and which ones to invite them to, but please feel free to share the link. These are open to the entire community. I'm so glad this information has been so helpful and thankful. We're gonna pause there. We have just 1 minute left, and I wanna make sure that there's any last questions that I missed. Of course, if you have any other questions, please check out the nonprofit FAQ. A lot of this information is covered in there. Check it out and make sure to book office hours with Chelsea and myself to help you answer and strategize with any of the registration questions or campaign strategy and design questions that you may have that we have not been able to answer here as well. I know that somebody asked one last one. I want to cover this. Can we recognize champions of our champions with some kind of prize to incentivize them? So I think talking about incentivization, donors are not supposed to be receiving any goods in return for their donation. You should not be doing any raffles also for donations. So make sure that any funds raised are just donations. If you actually are getting a benefit as a donor, then it is no longer a donation, but rather a transaction. Can champions direct their funds to their team for a fundraising event? So champions can definitely create fundraising events that then are centered to supporting your nonprofit. And we can talk more about that during the champions training. Wonderful. I'm going to pause there. These have been a ton of questions, and I want to make sure that you guys get off to your next meetings and have an amazing day. But we want to thank you so much for joining us today, for participating and really being involved in this conversation. I'm so excited to be launching off this webinar with you and these trainings. Check us out next Tuesday at 10 a.m. for the next training on Power Hours, events, and everything that we have to share with you. Thank you so much. Email us at givemiamiday@miamifoundation.org if you have any other questions.